How did each of you first start rowing?
I started rowing my freshman year of college. The University of Michigan sends out a flyer to all incoming freshmen, and that year their novice coach wrote, it was like a poem about rowing and why, you would want to come join the team. And I thought it sounded really cool, and I didn't want to gain the freshman 15, so I thought it would be fun to join a sport. So I went to the tryout and I made it.
I actually Googled the sport post-college. I was an athlete in college. I played softball and volleyball, and then went on to start a career and was working. And I moved to Connecticut for work, and I thought, I wanted to do something different and looked into rowing. I literally Googled the sport and showed up at a Learn to Row and absolutely loved it, threw myself into it, bought a boat having never been in a single, and then just kind of went after it. Was lucky enough to have people push me, and a year later found myself at the National Training Center. So.
How did you two meet, and how did you first start rowing together?
I was at the U.S. Rowing Training Center in Princeton. I had been training there since 2006, fall of 2006. And then she came in 2011.
Yeah.
That's where we first met. The first time we rowed together was in 2013 after we raced the National Selection Regatta in singles. You sort of, based on that ranking, you get paired up into a double. And we were placed together, and the boat seemed to go fast, and we've been in the double together ever since.
I was the rookie. She was kind of veteran, so she was just bossing me around. But yeah, we've been in the double ever since, so getting better and better.
What is your favorite part of training?
I think everyone has this answer about rowing, that it's almost this intangible thing that pulls you in, that makes, kind of gets you addicted to the sport. I think training at the level that we are, I think everyone, and I had such an odd entry into the sport that I kind of learned a lot from being around people that have been training, but it's a full-time, job, and it's, you're put in this environment where you're surrounded by the best of the best, and so there in turn you're pushed to your best, and I think that's what training at this level has really been, enlightening and good, like a great experience, is just that you learn new limits, and that's been a pretty great experience.
I just train so I can eat whatever I want.
I can relate.
What is your least favorite part of training?
Sometimes training gets pretty monotonous. Every week we do the same workouts over and over. And on one hand it's good because it's a marker, and you can see whether you're improving or you need to work a little harder or fix something. But that same workout every Wednesday, it can be tough. So I would say, the monotony sometimes.
Yeah, it's a monastic lifestyle. You row, sleep, train. I think in general, training too, you're a servant to it. It's what you have to do day in and day out. And I think some people feel that, you sacrifice a lot for it. So I miss being able to spend as much time with my family, because you can't just take, you're not on, when you're home for the holidays, you're training and you're missing out. So it's a big commitment, but it's what, it's worth it, but you're making a huge sacrifice.
What are you most excited for leading into this next year?
I'm most excited. Right now our focus is on the April Olympic trials, which are here in Sarasota. And that's really the only thing that we're thinking about, and how can we improve, and how can we be fast on that week of trials. And that's what we're excited about, and that's what we're working for right now. And after that, we'll see, about Rio.
Yeah, I think in our position, being a trials boat in the women's double, we have to treat trials like our Olympics this year, because if you don't show up then, you don't have an Olympics. So it's really hard to look past that. But knowing that all your hard work is going to that point, so that you can hopefully go on to the next one, which would be the Olympics. But yeah, definitely looking forward to trials and putting up a few good races and hopefully coming out on top.